All right, on our mark, get set. On the heels of the last song, Mark, Jack or Jim?
Jack.
Jess, Bud, Miller, or Coors?
Miller.
And Cameron, Coke or Pepsi?
Oh, Coke.
Yeah! Oh yeah, because you're in the South.
That's a no-brainer.
No-brainer.
Yes.
Mark, chocolate or vanilla?
Chocolate. It's
Yeah.
good for you. It's an aphrodisiac.
Yeah.
Jess, red wine or white wine?
Is this a loaded question?
It sounds like a trick question, apparently.
No, white wine.
There
White.
you
You
go.
know about Jess Carson, if he cracks a bottle of white wine, look out. It's going to get wild. Just ask Thomas Rhett.
So what happens with the whiskey, I think is the better question.
Actually, whiskey makes me sleepy. I drink either tequila or white wine.
There you
It's
go.
wild.
Yeah.
Fair enough, fair enough. Cameron, potato chips or corn chips?
That depends on what flavor we're talking about.
Let's say there's, I don't know, yeah, that's a good
I
one.
love chips and salsa, so I'll go with
Okay.
corn.
Fair enough, corn chips. And speaking of chips and salsa, Mark, salsa, queso, or guac?
Oh, guacamole. I try to eat it avocado every single day.
Very
It's
nice.
the perfect
On
food.
toast with
It's
an
God's
egg.
perfect food. Without beer. You just have beer and avocados.
Breakfast of champions. That's right. Jess, coffee or tea?
If I had to choose one,
Can I answer this for you? It's tea in the morning and then it's coffee all afternoon.
yep.
All right. Are we drinking them both hot or cold or?
He knows me like the back of his hand. He's right though.
I know
drink a
just
black
like the back of
tea
his bum.
in the morning. Black tea in the morning and then a latte in the afternoon.
Fair enough. Fair enough. And Cameron, black beans or refried beans?
Oh man, that's an interesting question because I've made a transition. I grew up on black beans, but recently I've moved to. I love refried beans.
You know they make refried black beans.
I know, which is the weirdest thing.
Pure gold. Pure gold. Mark, winter, spring, summer, or fall?
Spring, because you're heading into the summer, which I love them both, but there's that sense of optimism just knowing that the longest day.
Well,
of
if you
the year
pick
is
spring, then you get summer as well.
kind of. I mean,
If you pick summer, you just gotta wait all the way around until spring.
I don't know though. Recently, you pick spring, you get winter.
what's the saying in Texas though? You get 1 week of spring and then right into summer, and then it's the same thing with the winter time. But yeah, spring. I'm having a great spring. It's good to see the sun again. There's kids here, so I won't curse, but beat the winter.
Jess, snow ski or water ski?
Wow, these are actually really hard.
I didn't mean for them to be so hard.
Jess, just think of Chattahoochee.
There you
Okay,
go.
water ski. Alan Jackson.
And a big old Ford truck.
You can drink more water skiing.
That's true.
It's less dangerous.
That is true. Cameron, lake or ocean?
Lakers, baby.
Lake or ocean?
Well, I'd probably take the ocean. Yeah.
All right. Mark, football, basketball, or baseball?
Basketball.
Who's your team?
I like the Lakers, but they're falling on tough times these days. Arizona Wildcats, that's my team, but they've also fallen on very tough times.
You lost him.
Yeah.
You lost these guys.
What should I have said? UNC or something?
Yeah.
That's right.
Michael Jordan's my favorite player of all time.
Well, that counts. That counts.
Dustin Lynch played golf for UNC. Did you guys know that? He played golf for 4 years at UNC. Yeah.
No.
No, I got that wrong. Chase Rice played football for UNC.
There you go.
That
sounds a little.
I mean, we can clearly see where you would confuse Dustin Lynch and golf with Chase Rice and football.
Dustin Lynch, he played. We were interviewing a bunch of the country music stars, and we found out that Chase Rice played football at UNC. Dustin Lynch played golf somewhere.
Did you know the Portland Trailblazers had first pick the year Michael Jordan was a rookie and they passed over?
Yeah, that is a fact.
They able to-
That's right. And look what the Bulls went on to become.
got
That
it.
was the
Yes.
They
dream
got a
team.
guy named Sam Bowie who played for one season and then was like, I don't even know if he played again.
That's actually not true, because I saw a thing about that. Sam Bowie actually played, it's true, he played in the NBA for like 12 years. He averaged like 12 or 14.
Raise your hand if you know who Sam Bowie is. And two. Raise your
Only
hand if you know who
because of that,
Michael
though.
Jordan
Only
is.
because of like the
So as we move on, I don't even know where I was at this point. Jess, Ford, Chevy, or Ram?
what?
Ford, Chevy, or Ram?
These are really hard
You know,
questions.
and I gotta be honest with you, it works better with one person, but we're having fun.
If we're talking trucks, then I'm gonna go with
Talking
Ford.
trucks. What about this thing on the shirt? What is that?
That's a Silver Eagle.
Yeah.
That's a bus, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, look, I see it from this angle. I can't tell what it
But,
is. It's
so-
got wheels.
Jess owns a Ford, I own a Chevy, and Cam owns a Ram.
I've owned them all.
And he's had them all.
And they've all broken down on me.
Well, there you go. So when you guys are on the bus together, do you watch movies? Do you play Nintendo when the world goes on? Netflix?
We usually get on the bus pretty late. The catalog of music.
We get weird.
Hoagie Carmichael over Hoagies to
Steely Dan over some Steel Drivers.
yeah.
Fun fact about Mark Weistrack is actually our stereo, it has the volume 1 through 10, and then after 10 there's a say, it says hot lava. And Mark goes straight to the hot lava volume.
Actually, our drummer has blown me away. Like our drummer is completely
Well,
deaf.
he's also deaf.
Yeah, he, a couple weeks ago, I feel like just a vibration, and we're all the way back in the bunks, and I go to use the gentleman's room, and these guys are watching some documentary at literally the windows are blowing out, and I go to turn it down, and our drummer gave me the dirtiest look. He just gave me eye daggers.
Well,
all
he
the way.
knew because you usually are that guy.
Yeah, I actually didn't. I just said, "Can I turn it down?" I barely turned it down because I am that guy. But there's generally a lot of drinking that goes on because when you're on a moving bus, it can be kind of rough, and sometimes you want to forget that you're sweeping down the highway at 85 miles an hour.
Do people say you have a drinking problem?
All the time, yeah. But we're none of us can hear very well. A lot of wind in it.
So you truly have no problem at all. Who is Dave?
Dave was one of the.
For those of you that can't see, he is wearing
Yeah.
Dave's
Well,
jacket.
this is
Dave's
an
no
old-
longer with us.
This is an old Mo Bandy tour jacket, so I'm not sure who
Dave didn't
was,
know how to
but
play in 3/4 time, so
Yeah.
he,
Dave's not here, man. Cheech and Chong reference. He's got that, right? It's an old Mo Bandy tour jacket, so one of his old tour team members.
And on a serious note, I noticed the pins. For those of you that don't know, the artist the other night at the ACMs were wearing the pins, and
Yeah, these are Karen Fairchild from Little Big Town, and Virginia Davis, who is one of the smartest and brightest women in music. She's Thomas Rhett's manager. They've been together since the beginning, and a couple other gals. They got together, they just wanted to keep the conversation going and just keep all the victims from the Route 91 tragedy in the forefront of everybody's minds. It was the first time the country music community came back to Vegas. We've actually been back quite a few times since, and we've had a lot of the survivors that were there at our shows all across the country. So, every time it happens, it kind of just brings that back up. And so the idea is that there's 851 people were shot and injured, which is a staggering number from one person, and 58 were killed. And the one stands for one community and not one more life ever lost in a tragedy like this in the United States of America, which is the greatest country in the world. There's no way that hardworking men and women should ever be, their lives should never be in peril while they're out celebrating and having mothers, daughters, sons and fathers, and lovers. And yeah, it's just, so we just wanted to just keep the conversation going and just see how we can come together as Americans and make sure this doesn't ever happen again. Definitely not at a music festival
Yes,
or at a school or anywhere else.
yes.
And I got one last question for just you.
Oh boy.
I understand you used to be an underwear model.
If you don't believe it, just look at my Instagram post.
My next question was going to be boxers or briefs, but apparently all of us ladies in here are going to be looking at your Instagram.
Briefs. I hate boxers. They get boxers should be called wedgie machines.
I'll just put you in a Speedo next time you come.
Yeah.
Good old Mark in the banana hammock.